Today, we're going to talk about something really personal, something that's often a quiet struggle. We're diving into the slow, gentle, and yeah, sometimes really confusing art of letting go. It's a question that can hit you in the quietest moments, right? Why can't I let go of someone who's already gone? The story is over, but that feeling, it just sticks around. So, why is that? Why do we hold on so tightly, even when our minds are telling us it's time to release? Well, for one thing, it's not really a conscious choice, is it? It's kind of like their memory becomes this song you never actually tried to memorize, but somehow you know every single word by heart. It just plays in the background of your life. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start by looking at this invisible hold, this thing that makes the past feel so incredibly present. And you know what? It's usually found in the smallest, most unexpected things. I mean, that's all it takes, right? A familiar scent, a place you used to visit, a word they always said. You're just going about your day, you're doing okay, and then bam, a whiff of a certain perfume, you drive past that one coffee shop, or you hear a word they used all the time. And just like that, you're not in the present anymore. The past just comes rushing back in. And look, this isn't about you lacking willpower. It's not a failure on your part. It's more like your heart just hasn't found a safe place to put those memories down yet. It's searching for a way to gently release them without feeling like it's got to break all over again in the process. And this whole thing, it often comes down to a fundamental conflict, right? It's that classic battle between your head and your heart. I'm sure you've heard it. People say, just move on. Just let it go. And they usually mean well, but it can feel so dismissive of the real struggle, can it? It makes it sound like letting go is as easy as flipping a switch, but our hearts just don't work on command like that. And that's exactly why that advice just falls flat. See, your mind gets it. It's logical. It understands endings and processes the fact that, okay, it's over. But your heart, it's operating on a completely different system. It doesn't care about facts. It holds on to moments. It remembers feelings. It recalls dreams. The two are basically speaking completely different languages. So maybe the best way to think about it is this. Letting go isn't one big decision you make. It's really the slow process of untying all these little emotional knots you didn't even know were there. It's slow, it's quiet, and it's so, so deeply personal. Okay, this brings us to a really important idea. Let's talk about what you're really holding on to. Because what if it isn't actually the person? I mean, really think about it. When you miss them, are you missing them? Or are you missing the safety you felt? The future you imagined together? That incredible comfort of being chosen? Or that feeling of being so completely understood? Maybe you're missing the version of yourself that you were in that relationship. And maybe that's the heart of it, right there. You're not just missing the person. You're missing the way your heart opened up when they were in your life. You're mourning that feeling of being so alive and connected. That feeling is so precious, and it's easy to believe it left when they did. So if we're holding on to these feelings, what stops us from just letting them go? Well, underneath it all, there's usually a story your heart believes, and that story is often rooted in some very deep, very human fears. Here's the first one. What if you don't feel something this meaningful ever again? It's a huge fear, right? The idea that this was your one shot at a connection that deep, that the meaning you found together was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And then there's this one. What if no one understands you the way they did? You know, that unique way they just saw you? The inside jokes, the shorthand, that profound sense of being completely known. The fear is, what if that was it? What if no one else ever gets you like that? And this might be the deepest one of all. What if you lose that version of yourself forever? The person you were with them. Maybe you were more confident, more joyful, more open. Letting go of the connection can feel like you're letting go of that part of your own identity. And that is absolutely terrifying. So when you think about all these complex feelings and these deep fears, it's pretty clear we need a better definition of letting go. We need a gentler way to frame it, because it's really not what most people think it is. First off, let's talk about what letting go is not. It's not about erasing the memories. It's not about pretending it never mattered or forcing yourself to forget. That's like doing violence to your own past, and it's a huge disservice to your heart and everything you felt. So what is it then? Well, letting go is something much quieter. It's about stopping the wait for the past to come back. It's about accepting that the memories you have no longer match the reality of today.
And most of all, it's about allowing that weight on your chest to finally feel a little bit lighter. It's a subtle shift, something you might not even notice at first.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important point of all. Your heart is transforming. This whole thing is a healing process, and it happens in its own time.
I really want you to hear this. There is nothing wrong with you for holding on. If this is taking longer than you think it should, you are not failing. It doesn't mean you're weak, it just means you cared. A lot. It means the connection was real and that your heart is being honest about the loss.
And another thing, your heart is not broken. I know it might feel that way. It might feel fractured or even shattered, but a heart that can feel this much pain is a heart that is incredibly strong. It's alive.
No, it's transforming, slowly, quietly. That's the real work that's happening, deep down, beneath the surface. In ways you can't always see, your heart is healing. It's learning. It's turning that pain into something new, maybe wisdom, or a new kind of softness, or a strength you didn't know you had.
So the final thought I want to leave you with is this. Your heart is learning to walk forward again. Just be gentle with yourself. You're not stuck. You are in the middle of a quiet transformation. And every single day, with every breath, your heart is slowly, gently learning how to take that next step.